Does your family eat together often? Eating together is a great way to slow down and connect with each other, but if you haven't consistently done it, how do you start? Today, we will discuss the art of gathering your family together for a meal and tips to make it all come together. Welcome to Simply Living Homestead, where we empower homesteaders and preserve traditions. I'm your host, Amanda Carlin, and I help homesteading families bring peace and order to their lives. My friend, are you overwhelmed with all the tasks on your homestead? Do you wish for a mentor to guide you through the tough moments each day? Then you've come to the right place. Together we will learn to organize our homestead, love our families well, and walk in the peace of God. If you're ready to get unstuck from the constant feeling of overwhelm, then join us each week as we explore practical advice, inspiring stories, and heartfelt encouragement to help you thrive. Let's grow a sustainable, meaningful life together, both in the home and on the homestead. Hi, and welcome back to the homestead. Today we're going to be talking about gathering the family together for a meal. I was raised in a family that placed a high priority on eating together for most meals. It was just simply expected of us that lunch we came in from playing outside and sat down and we ate, and same for supper. I still to this day remember my mom standing at the front door and yelling out across the yard that it was time to eat. If your family hasn't made it a priority to eat together, as I was preparing for this podcast, I ran across some statistics on the benefits of eating together, and I thought some of them were really fascinating. I will link the article that I found down in the description box if you want to read all of them. I think there was 25 or 30 different statistics. I'm only going to state a couple of them here. But if you haven't done this as a family regularly, I would really encourage you to do so. And we're going to, talk about some tips today to make that happen in your family. So some statistics on what a family dinner can, bring to your family. 91% of parents surveyed noticed that their family was less stressed when they shared family meals together. Sharing meals together encourages healthier choices. About 59% of people saying they are more likely to make better food decisions when eating with others. This underscores the role of families eating dinner together in promoting overall well-being. Anyway, parents who served dinners by 6:15 spent 27% more time reading to their children at night, 18% more time playing with their children, 14% overall time with their children, and 11% more quality time with their children. So, if there's any reason to start eating together, that definitely could be one of them. Another one was the share of consumers cooking dinners declined throughout the week, from roughly 60% on Sunday and Monday to around 50% on Friday and Saturday, when consumers are significantly more likely to turn to restaurants. And I would say that our family, fits into that statistic quite a bit. We go out to eat on the weekends. And I don't know what the reason for that is. I can imagine that, we have such a strong hold on Sunday being the restart that, you're committed to doing the things of the week at the beginning of the week, and as the week winds down, you're tired and you're ready for, a reset, and so you go out to eat instead. I think the thing that really struck me about that statistic in general was that only 60% of families are cooking food at the beginning of the week, and only 50% of them are cooking it at the end of the week, which tells me that there is a significant amount of people, eating out, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with eating out. But if you're looking to save money, I kind of, with that statistic, I now understand why so many times when I would look up how to save money, we're going through a period of time where we're really trying to not spend very much. And, one of the first tips they tell you is, well, stop eating out. And I'm like, we don't eat out very often at all. I don't understand how that could save us that much money. That tip, I guess, isn't aimed at me. And That statistic proves it, I suppose. So if you want to start eating at home more, maybe you're eating at home. This isn't really a episode about how to meal plan or how to cook food in general at home. This is not the episode for you. This is more, maybe you're eating at home, but your kids are running in, grabbing food, eating on the fly. Maybe you're eating in front of the TV. Maybe you're just wanting to cultivate more of a sit down, quiet, connect. Side note, our family meals growing up were not quiet. So I use that word super lightly, that they were, to calm down maybe, but we were not quiet. So how do you get your family to eat together more often, and what can we do to help it go smoothly? Step one, you do need to plan your meals for the week. By pre-planning the meals, you relieve stress from the evening the food is to be served and can effectively buy ingredients. You can't really serve your family and expect them to all gather together at a, roughly regular time and not have some sort of game plan in place. I know my mom wasn't super great about having a meal plan. We didn't have regular meals. Like, we were expected to sit down, but, it could be anywhere between 6 and 8, 5 and 8 at night, before we got food, just kind of based on what she was doing, and, what was happening in the farm and what she was making and all of those different things. But if you're getting to we had a routine from the time that I was tiny that we all ate together. So it wasn't something that she was having to teach. If it's something that you're having to teach your family, it would be beneficial to you as the parent to have a meal plan in place. It also helps you know which nights you need to make food. To have a meal plan in place, depending on your schedule. If you have a particularly busy life, scheduling a set-down meal a couple times a week can help your family slow down. But you do kind of need to know that, Tuesday we have soccer practice, like that is going to be a packed meal. Like, we're going to take something and, one kid's going to be out on the field and the other one's going to be on the playground, and like, you might not be able to facilitate actually sitting down, and that's okay. You need to just simply know what you're kind of hoping to set as an expectation for your family as you go into this, and that will make things run way smoother. On the nights that you do choose to get to sit down and like have a meal at the dining table, or however you choose to do it together, if you can involve your children in making the food or setting the table, my 4-year-old can set the table. I hand him the things and he puts them there. Do I get very picky about which side the spoon and the fork go on? No, I do not. It doesn't matter. As he gets older, maybe I'll, I will work on showing him that, the spoon goes on the right-hand side and the fork goes on the left and the knife goes in between the plate and the spoon. But like right now, it really doesn't matter. He is involved. He is enjoying being part of the family. If I'm making something simple that maybe he can stir on the stove, or I'm making something cold, he enjoys stirring that. It makes a really good chore to like set in place and be regular. And it makes them feel like they're actually part of the family and contributing to the family in a meaningful way, which is really important for children to have that sense of. It's important to have a routine. I talked about it a little bit just a moment ago, but consistent time, if you are just learning to do this, you're just choosing to put this into your life, consistent timing is gonna be your best friend. If your kids know that they're gonna come home, they're from school, they're gonna get a snack, and then they get, 2 hours, and then they get supper, and then they get, homework or whatever. Or maybe they have to do homework until supper, and then after supper they get to play. Or in our family, we kind of eat supper and then immediately go right into baths. Whatever that routine is, having a consistent time that we're going to eat at this time really helps just everyone in the family know what's coming, and after it does become a routine and it does become habit, it helps everything go super smoothly. If you have older children, it might be helpful to set everyone down and go, this is the plan. We're going to do this. 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 When you have really small children, like a simple explanation of, hey, we're going to start eating together as a family is probably sufficient. But if they can like really understand and carry a conversation with you, it's probably a good thing to, start including them in the conversation of, hey, this is how it's going to go down. A starting marker to mark the beginning, when it's acceptable to start eating. Maybe you're okay with your kids all sitting down and everyone just reaching forward and grabbing stuff. And that's fine. If that is okay with your family, that's fine. But a lot of times, in social settings and whatever, other people are not expecting that of your family. And I don't want you to just make choices based on what other people are going to be thinking about you, because if you knew how often people thought of you, you would be disappointed. But I have to remind myself of that sometimes. But having a starting marker of something to start the meal and indicate that it is safe and acceptable to proceed with the meal can make things go smoother. And you don't get like 10 little hands, reaching forward and like trying to grab the one spoon that's in the bowl. If you're religious, prayer is a great way to start the signal to start of the meal. It's a great way to get your kids involved too. They learn what prayer is. They learn how to say a prayer. Like you can start calling on them and they like take turns saying the prayer for the meal, or a prayer for the family. If you're not religious, you can always start with a song, and you could do a grateful prompt like, okay, everybody quick give me one thing that you're thankful for, and then we'll start eating. Or you can even do a conversation card. In writing this, I was like, I know that there's got to be conversation cards out there, right? And I Googled it quick, and I came across these cards called talking points. I think I will have them linked below. I am not affiliated with them. I'm not making any commission if you click on that link. But they have a lot of different like topics specifically geared at engaging your children in conversation. Lots of different topics. They have someone just, in engaging adults in conversation too, but they were really good. I was looking at them. They were really good. They're a pretty decent price point for the number of cards that you get. And I just was like, wow, that's really cool. I think I want to get some of those. So I thought I'd talk about them here quick, that I saw those and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Other things that can help, the meal go smoothly is to set expectations of like how the food is going to be delivered. Is it going to be passed? Is it going to be served? Do you get the privilege of serving yourself after, you've met a certain age or a certain ability or something? Or is it always going to have, it served? I know some families, like the dad stands at the head of the table and like serves every single plate. If that's the way you want to do it, I might suggest all of the plates set in front of dad, and then you can kind of hand it down rather than having to hand the plates back to dad. Other families, like our family, we would do kind of that whole reach into the center or pass it from one person to another, family style. But we did that when we were old enough to hold the platter. So like I still serve our 4-year-old, which, makes a lot of sense. He's 4. But, kind of having that expectation of what's going to happen and how you're going to handle it can really help make things go smoothly. So once the meal is done, the last thing I'm going to encourage you to do is, especially if you're just starting this up, right from the get-go, have everyone involved in cleanup. If you have a particularly large family, maybe not everybody. I mean, you always could just say, oh, hey, like we're going to do a rotation, 3 or 4 people. That way not everybody's tripping over each other. But if your family's, 5 people strong, even the smallest children can help clear off the table and wash dishes, maybe put things in a dishwasher if you have one. If you don't have a dishwasher, pull a chair up beside, wash the dishes, get them all done just real quick after dinner. It's something, you want to go outside. You want to go outside and play. If you are a homesteader by any capacity, you like being outside. Like, you just do. And especially in the summer and the fall, like, you finish eating and you just want to be out there. But something that we're working on trying to install in, ourselves, but also our son, is just everybody pitching together, getting the table cleared off, the table wiped off, the dishes put in the dishwasher, the house really quickly reset. It takes about 15-20 minutes, 30 if people are dragging their feet. And as Emerson gets older, he'll have a longer period until he needs to go to bed, and then he'll get to go play, where right now he does get to go straight to the bath. But it's kind of one of those things where, again, it gives them a sense of responsibility that they are responsible and they are important. If everybody works together, it doesn't take time, like that much time, to clean up and do the reset. And then you as the parent, as I'm saying this, I'm assuming you are the one making the food. But it's way easier for you then to be able to get up the next day and do it all over again. Where if you're waking up in the morning and your kitchen is still a mess because no one helped and everything is still out and about, it makes it so much harder to even want to make food the next night. And then, it's very easy to then fall off that train where you're like, all right, well, we're reaching for frozen pizza and, that sort of stuff. So, like, you're not even making food for your family. If you're not being able to clean up. And if you have family, and they can, have them help you. It really does ease the burden that comes. And it's not, I don't say burden in such an extreme way. I hope you understand that. But sometimes it can feel long and exhausting. And as a mother, if your family isn't pitching in, you do kind of feel like you're carrying the world on your shoulders and everyone else is being carefree. And I know that's not 100% true, but when you are the one only doing the things, it can often feel that way. And you, as the parent, has that responsibility to set those expectations. So, well, this was a shorter episode, which, I know some of you are happy for. So that is all for today's episode of Gathering the Family Together for a Meal. I hope this gave you some practical encouragement and some inspiration to bring your family around the table more often. Whether it's one night a week or every evening, small intentional changes can create powerful connection points in the home. And remember, planning meals, having a consistent routine, and getting everyone involved makes the whole process more enjoyable and sustainable. Next week, we'll be talking about which animal you should add to your homestead, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. If you'd like some help planning meals or want to see the statistics I mentioned earlier, check out the show notes. I've linked everything there for you, and as always, feel free to email me at connect@simplylivingHomestead.com. I'd love to hear how your family dinners are going or answer any questions you might have. Until next time, keep building those beautiful homestead rhythms, one meal at a time. We'll see you later. Well, neighbor, before you head out, I just want to say how much I've loved spending this time with you. If you too enjoyed our time together, don't forget to give us a follow and leave a quick review on your favorite podcast player. It really helps more women like us find their way to a simpler, more joyful life. And hey, if you know someone who'd enjoy this episode, why not share it with them? Let's keep growing this circle of encouragement together. Oh, and don't forget to join my email list. I've got some free printables and weekly tips waiting for you to help you live a purposeful, balanced life, one rooted right in the heart and home. Thanks for being here, friend. You're doing a great job. I can't wait to chat again next week here at the Simply Living Homestead.